Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have got more updates and news as per usual. um we've got news on Leny Yoro. Obviously it's been very quiet. It's been about probably 2 weeks now, maybe a week and a half since we've heard anything new and significant about Leny Yoro, the deal. We've also got some talks about the goalkeepers at Real Madrid, and what could happen there, and a little bit more to get through as well. Obviously, before we get into it, we'll talk about the Euros because a lot has happened since the last video a week ago. Um, Firstly, Ronaldo getting knocked out. It is very, very devastating. It is sad. As a huge Ronaldo fan, huge Ronaldo fan, it is really sad. But hey, um, sometimes I look at Ronaldo. I just wonder, is it really time to say it's time to hang up the boots for Portugal? Is it time to say, you know what, let's call it a day? Because either way, he's gonna retire having won an international trophy with Portugal. It might not be the World Cup, it was the Euros in 2016, but he has won something. Now I look at this Portugal side, I don't think they function the way that suits Ronaldo. I think at his age, Ronaldo needs a team to play for him. And I'm not saying that because, oh, he's Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm saying that's how he plays. That's the way he's gonna play. He's not gonna be able to run around the whole pitch. He's not gonna be able to run around, winning the balls, winning tackles. He's gonna be there to get you the goals. And he didn't score. He could have scored at least one. He gave it to Bruno Fernandes. But it is obviously devastating. France going through. Look, this whole talk about France not scoring a open play goal, a penalty, 2 own goals to send them to the semi-finals. They are poor. They have been, yes, but in football, it's about luck sometimes. And they've been lucky, yes, but Spain will be able to put them to the test because I think, apart from Germany, Spain were and are the most entertaining and best side left now that Germany is gone. So I think Spain could give France a very, very, very tough time. But let's see. On the other side, England obviously beating Switzerland, and then a lot of people saying it's coming home. Yeah, the less said the better. I thought Netherlands were impressive, and obviously they've beaten only Romania and Turkey. But I thought Romania and Turkey were two of the so-called underdogs of the tournament. So I think Netherlands could well go to the final. I think it could be a Spain-Netherlands final. The 2010 World Cup all over again. Similarly, it could be France against England, if you're talking based on who should be in the final. But you never know. You never know. And obviously Copa America. Brazil knocked out Uruguay, Fede Valverde, incredible. Argentina, Canada, and Colombia playing incredible. James Rodriguez cooking with how many goals is that? Is that 5 goals? If I'm not wrong, he's got so far. If I'm not wrong, or is it 5 assists? It's one of the two in it. It's either 5 goals or 5 assists. That he has. I don't think it's 5 goals. I think it's 5 assists. But anyways, cooking with Colombia right now, and that's that in terms of the new updates coming up. But let's get into the news. Not a lot of news, but there is still news. Firstly, from Rodra, from Relevo, Lille are now ready to talk with Real Madrid for Leny Yoro. Just in, Lille have begun accepting Real Madrid's conditions, otherwise Yoro would leave for free. Now this is similar to what I said before. The problem here for Lille is that Leny Yoro has got 1 year left in his contract. They're asking for in a region of 60 million euros, and Real Madrid were reportedly only willing to pay 40 million euros. Now, for Lille, they know Leny Yoro is not going to sign a new contract. There's no chance of that happening. He wants to join Real Madrid. Real Madrid is his priority. So, they can only sell him to Real Madrid. But it's about the fee. It's between the two clubs, right? Player side or is well. But the fee. Now 60 million euros for a player who has got 1 year left in his contract. We've been there before, haven't we? Does it sound familiar? I mean, Mbappe. PSG demanded a lot of money for Mbappe with 1 year left in his contract. Real Madrid did in fact offer that, but then PSG just rejected it. Real Madrid walked away, and look what has happened. Few years later, after all the drama, Mbappe will be joining Real Madrid and is a Real Madrid player now for free. Lille do not want to go down the same path as PSG, losing an asset for free. So cashing in, even if it's a 40 million euros, right? It could be lower. It could even be 35 million euros. Even a 35 million or 40 million euro profit is better than zero. So for Lille, it's about tanking now. They've tried their absolute hardest to get 60. They're not going to get 60 million euros. Now it's either 35, 40 or zero. And realistically, no team is going to pay 60 million euros. Even if Real Madrid walk away and Manchester United, PSG, Liverpool, whoever, no one is going to pay 60 million euros. That's just not going to happen. So right now, it is looking very, very positive indeed. But let's move on to the goalkeeper situation. Nil, Andre Lunin has not yet answered to Real Madrid's renewal offer at the club. They have doubts about his continuity. And Kepa has received an important offer from Al Ittihad. He has asked for time before making a decision. He would be happy to return to Real Madrid if Lunin decided to leave. Both pieces of news coming from Jose Felix Diaz. Now, Lunin, look, this is a weird one because we've already seen departures, right? We've seen Nacho and Joselu, whom we thought would have stayed with us for another year at least. Both leave. We've seen Toni Kroos retire. I wouldn't be surprised if Lunin left, right? He's gonna be the backup, which he has never really wanted to be. We know this. We've heard of this. There's been talks about this before. He's going to be number 2 behind Courtois, right? And he doesn't want that. And the way he performed last season, he deserves to start. He deserves to play. And he could go to another league, maybe a mid-table Premier League team, maybe, because I don't see many top Premier League teams looking for a keeper this summer. Maybe there might be a team out there, maybe a Newcastle United, for example, maybe a Chelsea, for example, looking for a new keeper. He could go over there and obviously start, be the main choice. And as for Kepa is loving life. He's happy at Real Madrid, right? He doesn't really mind being the backup, playing a couple of games. And look, I believe whoever is going to be the backup next summer, or next season, will get the chance to play. Courtois is not going to play every game, right? He'll play the big games, the important games, the Champions League games, most of the league games. But the cup games, we're playing in 6-7 different competitions. Kepa or Lunin or whoever is going to be the backup will play. But it depends on how much you want to play. Do you want to be a Lunin? You want to play every game. That is his goal. This is motivation. Fair enough. Or Kepa. He's happy. If he plays 20 games, he's happy. Maybe 15 games, he's happy. Right? And you're going to play up to 70 games, right? Even 10 games, I think Kepa will be happy. For Lunin, he probably wants to play at least 30-40 games, which is just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So the decision is there. I think Lunin and Kepa at the start of last season when they were both in the team, I said there's not much of a difference. Obviously now, I think Lunin is better, but if Lunin wants to leave, Kepa will be a solid backup in my opinion. I'll be happy with that. The keeper wise, it's not big of a deal. Courtois is going to be the starter, and that is the big talking point. Now, we're gonna move on to obviously looking for the preseason now, because obviously we've got the games confirmed. July slash August, if I'm not wrong, early August, if I'm not wrong, but I think late July, against AC Milan, Barcelona, and Chelsea. So, some very interesting games to come up, but who will be back, right? So, who will be available, right? So, Courtois and Lunin. Courtois obviously no Euros. Lunin will be back from his break, his holiday. Obviously, Ukraine got knocked out early. Rudiger will be back by then. He's obviously already knocked out. Militao obviously knocked out. Alaba was injured. He might not be fit. That's how you see the sign over there. He might not still be fully fit enough to play. Jesus Vallejo is back. Great. Fran Garcia and Lucas Vazquez both not caught up, obviously. Modric and Ceballos. Modric knocked out. Ceballos not caught up. Arda Güler knocked out. Brahim Diaz, nothing going on for him. Because obviously he now represents Morocco. Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Endrick all knocked out already. So this is obviously your team. And you add in the academy players, Nico Paz, and a few others. Mario Martin as well, and a few others. You have probably looking at 20 players, including, obviously the youth academy players as well. So this is obviously a good little, timeline to know what's happening right now, because obviously we've still got many players who are not back yet. For France, Mbappe, as well as it sounds, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and Monde as well. Bellingham for England, Valverde for Uruguay. Am I missing any players? Obviously the Spanish players, not not just not gonna come back, but Carvajal, obviously out. So those players are not gonna be here yet, and obviously after Mbappe goes on his holidays, whenever France get knocked out, or if they do win a tournament, he goes on his holiday, he comes into Madrid, he has to do his presentation as well. So we are waiting for that, and Endrick as well. But let's move on to this that I found pretty funny. Jean-Charles de Bono, I have no idea who that is, by the way, but he said, "Can I post the photos on social media?" Which is the photos he took. As you're Parisian and I'm from Marseille. Mbappe, I'm no longer Parisian now. I signed for Real Madrid. This is from La Provence. Now, it's not big of a deal, but it's just very, very, very funny. He's now identifying himself as a Real Madrid fan. Great. Fantastic. A bit more. Rafa Marin will undergo medical in Roma on Monday as Napoli player. 12 million euros fixed fee to Real Madrid. 25 million euros buyback clause for 2026. 35 million euros for 2027. In 2025, Napoli can pay 10 million euros more and make value of buyback clause double for 50 million euros in 2026 and 70 million euros in 2027. So essentially, they pay 10 million euros to Real Madrid to double it. So it'll be 50 million and 70 million instead. So if you're Napoli next summer, just pay the 10 million, you'll make 25 or you'll make 35. Obviously. So there's profit there for Napoli. Rafa Marin is now obviously gone. That's a good sell. That's a good player to, obviously let go. And lastly, this is the last piece of news. Non-Real Madrid, football-wise, exclusive, Thiago Alcantra has decided to retire from professional football. Former Barca, Bayern, Liverpool and Spain player has made his decision. Thiago's passion and love for the game continues as he's ready for a new chapter in football after a few months planning for it. You know what? We've seen Xabi Alonso, we've seen Arteta. Guess the common trait with these men. Spanish former midfielders becoming a coach and succeeding. Here's another one. A Spanish former midfielder. It might just be a bit of coincidence, Pep, Arteta, Xabi Alonso. But look, I think Thiago has it in him to go out there and prove himself. And even Fabregas is coming true as well, by the way. So, I think Thiago, he's probably going to start somewhere small, maybe a second division team in Spain. He's going to start somewhere small. Obviously he has to get through his coaching badges. Obviously he's might be already have planned for it, but if he does eventually become a manager, start somewhere small, and I think he'll succeed. I think he has the brain in him. But let me know what your thoughts are down below of the news that we talked about today. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.